Hello again. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of massive space rocks and mysterious icy travelers. Asteroids, meteors, and comets. Ever wondered what makes them different? Well, strap in, because we're about to embark on a cosmic journey and break down what each of these fascinating celestial bodies really are and where they come from. Before we start, here's a mind-blowing fact. Earth gets hit by roughly 100 tons of space debris every single day. Most of it is harmless dust, but the sheer volume is staggering. So what are these objects flying through space? Let's dive into the differences. Let's begin with asteroids. These rocky remnants formed in the early days of our solar system, about 4.6 billion years ago. The majority of them reside in the asteroid belt, a region between Mars and Jupiter. Here, gravity from Jupiter likely prevented these building blocks from forming a full-fledged planet. Asteroids vary dramatically in size. Some are just a few meters across, while others, like the asteroid Ceres, are almost 1,000 kilometers in diameter. In fact, Ceres is so large that it's classified as a dwarf planet. Asteroids are primarily made up of three types of material: carbonaceous, which is rich in carbon; silicate, which are rocky; or metallic, which are mostly iron and nickel. Scientists think these asteroids contain some of the most ancient material in the solar system. By studying them, we get a glimpse into what the early solar system was like. And when one of these asteroids gets nudged out of its orbit, by a collision or a gravitational interaction, it can become a near-Earth object, or NEO. If it crosses Earth's orbit, we definitely want to keep an eye on it. When a chunk of an asteroid or any other debris breaks off and starts traveling through space, we call it a meteoroid. This could be anything from a grain of sand to something several meters wide. Meteoroids are essentially space debris, smaller than asteroids, but large enough to create a flash if they enter our atmosphere. As that meteoroid enters Earth's atmosphere, it's moving at incredible speeds, up to 72 kilometers per second. That's around 200 times faster than a speeding bullet. The friction with the atmosphere causes it to heat up and vaporize, creating a brilliant streak of light that we call a meteor. When you watch a meteor shower, what you're seeing is a bunch of these meteoroids burning up in the atmosphere as Earth passes through a trail of debris left behind by a comet or asteroid. For example, the Perseid meteor shower, or Perseids, originates from the Swift-Tuttle comet, the Orionids from Halley's comet, and the Geminids originate from the asteroid 3200 Phaethon, which is sometimes called a rock comet because of its unusual characteristics. Now here's the cool part. If a meteoroid is big enough to survive its fiery descent and actually make it to the ground, that's when we call it a meteorite. Meteorites are highly prized by scientists because they're physical pieces of the solar system we can study up close. They often develop a fusion crust from the intense heat during their atmospheric entry. By studying their composition, scientists learn more about the materials that formed the planets. Meteorites can be found all over the world, and each one tells a unique story about our solar system's history. From the tiniest meteoroid to the largest asteroid, these space rocks help us understand the vast and dynamic universe we live in. Now, let's shift to the icy wanderers of the solar system, comets. While asteroids are mostly rocky or metallic, comets are made of ice, dust, and small rocky particles. Comets originate from the outer reaches of the solar system, either from the Kuiper belt beyond Neptune or the even more distant Oort cloud. When a comet gets close to the sun, the heat causes the ice on its surface to vaporize in a process known as sublimation. This releases gases and dust, forming the glowing halo, or coma, around the comet's nucleus. And the solar wind pushes this material outward, creating the tail that always points away from the sun. Comets are often called dirty snowballs because of their composition. But here's a fun fact. Comet tails can stretch for millions of kilometers. Despite their enormous size, the material in the tail is spread out so thin that you'd barely notice it if you were flying through it. The most famous comet, of course, is Halley's Comet, which returns to the inner solar system every 75 to 76 years. It was last seen in 1986, and it'll be back in 2061. Make sure to mark your calendars for that cosmic event. All right, let's review the main differences with a little extra science. Asteroids are rocky or metallic bodies typically found in the asteroid belt that are leftovers from the early solar system's formation. They come in different types based on their composition: carbon-rich, rocky, or metallic. Meteoroids are smaller fragments, often from asteroids or comets. When they enter Earth's atmosphere, we see them as meteors. And if they survive the trip to the ground, they're meteorites, providing us with direct samples of outer space material. Comets are icy bodies from the outer solar system, primarily from the Kuiper belt or Oort cloud. When they get close to the sun, they form a coma and tail. Their tails can extend millions of kilometers and always point away from the sun due to the solar wind. Space is filled with incredible objects, and understanding asteroids, meteors, and comets helps us appreciate the complexity of our solar system. If you enjoyed this cosmic breakdown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Science Curious for more deep dives into space science. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep exploring the stars.